The most ironic thing about this chapter is the method in which Denji used to save the world is the method that's his downfall right now. And just like that, I think that's gonna be my intro for this video, guys. How are you doing? This was a very good chapter. I feel like these chapters are setup chapters for the next chapter, because I'm not gonna lie, this chapter got me hyped for the next chapter. But at the same time, this chapter I had me asking so much questions, like so many questions, not too many, but just so many questions, contradictions. I know, but let's ask them. Like, why did public safety not use this method when they captured or dismembered the other hybrids? Remember when Quan Chi completely obliterated the other weapons and the other hybrids? How come no one captured and dismembered these guys? And they just came back out of nowhere to just to ruin everything. Number two, Yoshida. I'm not gonna lie, Yoshida did look sad, and I felt like he kind of hesitated with the Denji situation, because I felt like deep down he does care about Denji, either for ulterior motives or other reasons. But the question is, since when did Yoshida go full public safety? I thought he had some like secret cult group that he was a part of that wanted Denji to deal with the Death Devil. And if it was public safety all along, then why did he just say him in this group? I thought he said he's part of a secret organization. But Denji already knows he's part of public safety, so he wouldn't have to mention a secret organization. And public safety has public in its name. So I'm confused where his allegiance align. Like, he's going fully in one direction, which makes me feel like his other direction before no longer matters. Like, I just want to know where he's going with that. And I'm not gonna lie, maybe the organization the whole time could have been public safety, but I don't understand why he kept saying organization, just saying public safety. Like, how did you and Denji meet other than when you were his bodyguard at public safety? So it kind of felt like a different faction, but I guess that's kind of out there now, or maybe it never existed, or maybe it'll come back. And on to public safety. When were they this good? When was public safety competent before Machina, man? Yo, public safety feels like the playable boss character. When they're the boss, they're strong, they're unstoppable, they got the biggest of dicks, you can't stop them, and they can do everything better than you. But when they join the team, they're very weak, pathetic. They're not even as they were advertised. When was public safety this secure? Like, look at, and I'm not gonna lie, the gruesome scene with Denji losing his leg. They're doing everything right. They're taking every sample, or even his blood, just to make sure he can regenerate on a blood level. They're playing every single thing to a T perfect. Even, it's just crazy. Like, were they always this good, always this competent? It seems like it just took a left field. And on the another point, where's Kishibe? How could he let all of this get this out of hand? What's he doing? No, Kishibe is the #1 assassin. He's like one of the #1 devil hunters. I don't care if he's retired or old. He should have a say in something of this. And he can't tell me they put, he has a public interest, so we kept him out of the way. I feel like Kishibe would have known. There's just no way. How did all this get this bad? Where's Kishibe? Okay. And with that, that's pretty much all the questions I have no answers for. Like they just read me up a couple questions that I had in my hand. But let's get back to actual chapter review. And now we have to get back to the final panel, in which, I'm not gonna lie, was my personal favorite panel of this entire chapter. Great chapter, fantastic panel. It's like a movie setup. It will take a war to compromise the safety of this facility. My goodness, that was a well executed line, and that's such a hype thing to get us back up to next week's chapter. Also, next week, good job, Tatsuji. But seeing that it's only legs, it has a lot of the fan base speculating who it is. Now, the obvious answer, seeing that it had the war quote, was Asa and Yuro. But a lot of the fans, myself included, was hoping it could take a more explosive approach. Something along the lines of Rize. And I don't know how or why Rize wouldn't be here, but if that'll keep the dream alive, we have to get Rize back in some way. Maybe this is the place in which Rize was created, and maybe she felt that she wanted revenge and just happened to save Denji along the line. It wouldn't make sense, but anything to put Rize into the story. But yeah, I just want to add that little theory. It most likely is Asa, but it could also be many other forces. Many people are actually questioning how Asa herself would know that Denji's there, but we gotta remember that Denji's been asleep for a week, so a lot could have happened within that time base. Maybe Yora's done more reconnaissance than we know. Maybe she ran into Naita and Naita could have informed her through her powers. Or maybe Fam. Like, the easiest answer is the Fam. Fam was probably the one that just gave her all the information, because Fam is very well informed and very well connected, and honestly could be one of the major people to get Denji out. Plus, I do still believe Fam needs Asa, Yura, and Naita's power just to stop Nostradamus' prophecy. I believe Fam wants to use every amount of resource that she can, and I doubt she'll let Chainsaw Man get away, or at least be kept by public safety, because she does need Chainsaw Man to continue to control Yuru and Asa. I don't think like she'll have a good control over them if Chainsaw Man's out the way. You could simply say she wouldn't tell them, but I felt like she gave them enough information to a point where she might keep her word. Like, she's not telling them the full truth, but she didn't flat out lie. Like, she just left out information, which is a lie technically, but yeah. Now, let's get to the most questioning and devilish part of this chapter, the Paechida comments. I'm not gonna lie, when Paechida looked to him and said, "But you don't have any legs," gosh, I love how, like, it was so devilish. Like, he just looked you dead in the eyes, like the dark eyes, the smile, and says you don't have any leg, which I found out was actually a Mother reference, which I never played Mother 2, but it was a Mother reference. And this exchange with Paechida is very confusing for us, the fans, because we've never seen this side of Paechida, like, more devilish. Paechida always seemed to be very loving and caring, especially towards Denji of all people. So I decided to look back at the other chapters of when we got to speak of Paechida, and the only difference between this chapter, the other interactions, is Denji is actually asking for Paechida's help. All before, Paechida has offered his help, be it his own will, and has given it all through his own. But this is the one time Denji, I believe, is seeking out to be Paechida. I think it's the first time where Denji is actually calling out to Paechida for help. And in devilish form, Paechida said, "What can I do?" Because like all the other times, Paechida's helped of his own free will and given Denji his power because he can. But I don't think Paechida can help Denji. And this response might make sense if we're kind of speaking to contract Paechida, or at least the Paechida of a devil. Because other times, Paechida helped Denji when he can. As in, Paechida still has some power lingering within himself to give to Denji. But this time, Denji's reaching out to him. So it becomes of, what can you now offer, or what can Denji now give to Paechida? Because I think Paechida might not be in a state to help Denji anymore. It's kind of weird, because when we go back to the chapter when the house was gone, we did see Paechida waving goodbye to Denji, and Denji waving back with the peace. So that might be the signal that Paechida's power to help Denji is no more, and now in order for Denji to get Paechida's help, he might have to give something now in order to gain something back. Because the whole point of the contract, Paechida gave him like practically everything. Like, he gave him his being, his everything, all because Denji fulfilled his contract. And throughout trying to see Denji's dream and continue living his life, Paechida has been giving Denji and giving Denji and giving Denji. And if we're assuming he's not infinite, there has to be an end somewhere along the lines. And maybe Denji have reached that end within all the way back there. I don't really know. This is just me and my theory on it, because the sudden change in Paechida's character is very questionable, and it's out of nowhere, to be exact. It's honestly, there's also a possibility this might not be Paechida as well, but this is just the only theory I could come up with at the time. And with that, I think that's all I really have for this chapter. This was a very good chapter. I'm very much so looking forward to next week. Asa's gonna go all out. It's been a minute since we had some Asa time. And with the new power up that she has, I'm very curious to see what this next chapter is gonna be. But with that, guys, I'd like to leave you, man. It's been B3. Please like, comment, subscribe, and stay animated.
Chainsaw!